This is Ador by Flux.
And we are still exploring and learning about the groundbreaking, innovative features of this machine. So they sent us the Flux Rotary 2.0. And this is everything you need in here. You scan this QR code, it takes you to a website, which gives you very detailed instructions and video on how to install this unit. Now, it's interesting. It looks like very similar to some of the other rotary assemblies that we've used, and it does have a cable that needs to plug into the machine that will tell it what to do. And this little fancy-dancy thing is for the printer, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Unboxing, very easy. We have to remove the laser head, and you probably have to have the riser assembly for this. So they graciously sent us that unit as well to test out, to show to you people. So what I did is I put it all the way down to the bottom, because you're going to need some clearance if you're going to use the rotary, because you're going to put tumblers and whatever you're going to try to engrave in here that's cylindrical. The problem is the cable is it's underneath the Ador machine. It's very, very difficult to get to. There's a 7-prong cable. Well, it's actually 6, but it's differentiated to have 7 holes in it. One's blank. So what I ended up doing, I gave up a couple of times. I ended up turning the machine on the side and finding the underneath, and then it was much easier to plug it in that way, and then brought it back down. But some people can do it with mirrors. If you're a dentist, maybe you have that kind of dexterity. I don't, but I turned it upside down, got it in there, no problem. And the other end is this 6-pin cable that plugs right into the rotary assembly to drive the motor of the rollers that are here. And this assembly is you can see it's very close together. You can adjust that using the little sliding tab to as wide or as narrow as you need to accommodate all kinds of different things like tumblers, wine goblets, all that fun stuff. So we have a bunch of tumblers, and we wanted to see what we could do with engraving. So we tried these 2 different ones. We have one that's more of a concave, one that's more flat. And they do give you this other assembly that we showed you a few seconds ago, and this will enable you to level it. You're going to need a level. It does not come with the kit, but we had a couple of them laying around, and you probably do too. As a good woodworker, probably have a level around somewhere. And we just adjust this so it's nice. So the area that we want to engrave is nice and flat. Now I had to bring the Z-axis up because my laser head was too low, and it kept bumping into the tumbler. So back on the control panel, you just lift it up a little bit and then hit the autofocus, and it will focus nicely and perfectly and know exactly where that laser head needs to be. Just raise that Z-axis up a little bit. Now you see we weren't exactly flat here. I don't know what happened. We did something there. Nonetheless, it came out very, very nice. The engraving was not skewed at all, and they did a really nice job on this tumbler. So we wanted to try the more concave one, made sure that was nice and flat. Changed our settings, made it a little bit deeper, a little more powerful this time. And this is what we came out with here. Now it had a little bit of a burn on it, which is normal. We've had that in all our diode lasers. But you just clean it off. We use a Clorox wet wipe, and it took all the smut and all the debris away, and it made it look really good. I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful engraving right there on both of these tumblers. So A+ Flux Ador for engraving on tumblers using the rotary assembly. Now, this is a groundbreaking innovation that no one else, I think, in the world has done this. And you can actually print using the rotary assembly. So you have to put this little doodad in the side. This catches the spare ink. And the camera's a little wonky because it's all the way in the front, so it's a little skewed there. And I think our biggest difficulty was trying to figure out which material we were going to print on. So, and also the halftone, you can select FM or AM. I believe FM had a little bit more detail in it, as you can see here, and this is on the Flux Ador website. So we went with that, and we did a 1-pass count here, I believe, and it was multiple colors. And then we sent this to the print. We actually changed it to the print head. And this is amazing because I don't think any other machine in the world is capable of printing on cylindrical objects. So we really wanted to see what was going on here. None in this price category, with the exception of a $40,000 UV inkjet printer. So we wanted to give this a shot. What did we go with? I think we tried a couple of different things here. And this is how you have to use this little thing which comes with the print head. And this is how you autofocus it. Hold the autofocus for a second or two on front here. And it needs to come down on this little doodad, this little spacer here, because the spacing for the print is a little bit different than it is for the engraver, for the laser head. So our first attempt, well, it didn't look good for the first couple of passes. Like, this is just like a big blob of ink. I was really concerned. Did I break it? What happened here? And we took it out, and you can see there's a lot of colors on here, but it's sadly completely out of focus, I believe. I'm not sure what was happening here. So we tried it again on a different tumbler, a different material, changed it to acrylic and went through a number of things. We even tried to do basic black letters, and that didn't come out right either. So there's still some work to be done with printing and the rotary assembly, but engraving is just about perfect. It did a great job on these tumblers, on these powder-coated tumblers, and I have no doubt they wouldn't do a great job on wood or any other materials too. We wanted to check the print head to make sure it was working properly, so we put something flat back in here, and yes, all the colors are there and it's perfectly in focus. So the print head is working. Now, there are always little bumps in the road with groundbreaking new innovative technology like this, so we'll continue to explore Flux Ador, and I have no doubt we'll be able to get that print module right.